Hey guys, my name is Gaza. Welcome to my channel. I'm currently living in West Iran. Yeah, the country is under heavily sanctions. I'm living in Iran, and I started homesteading a few years ago. My family and I bought this like small piece of land a few years later, and we kind of try to grow all kind of flowers. We're trying to grow mulberry for jam. We're growing a couple different varieties of roses, and one of the interesting things that like 2 years ago we built a greenhouse. Now you can see behind me, and with the help of that greenhouse, yeah, these are orange trees. These are baby oranges that I'm planning to give their final homes this season. And we grow all kind of flowers, and one of the nice things about this property that I really like it. It's a small piece of land, but we have many different varieties of fruit trees. Like we have nut trees, we have fruit trees like peaches, like apricots, cherries, apples, all of that good stuff. And let's head to the greenhouse and show you some tips about growing tomatoes. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, we have an entire vineyard, and we're growing like several varieties of grape. And here we are in our Gothic style greenhouse. I specifically choose this greenhouse because it gives me much more space than a regular polytunnel or high tunnel or any sorts of like half round shaped greenhouses. And I try to grow most of my needs from the plants and veggies from this greenhouse, because I don't like to do groceries. And for the fact living in the countryside, it's not a remote place, but it's considered suburban. So yeah, the city is 15 minutes away, and I'm kind of lazy that way. So let's head on that tomato there. Here I have a tomato from last year. I preserved it. I let it winterize, and this year's first spring, like it was first day of spring, I planted here. And it would be better if I could not do this clip and bury this rope beneath the root system, so it will be more sturdier. But I kind of forgot, and this clip is loose enough to not harm the stem of the plant. And as you go up, I mainly grow this tomato plant for cuttings. This is actually a mother plant. I take cuttings, and yeah, I create I create a whole new plant from it. And when you use sterling ropes and every kind of like threads for tomatoes, you must see that you have to go like the back of the stem. So I made it wrong, I made a mistake here, and it will like put some extra pressure on the branch. But if you go up, and yeah, this is a clear work, this is a nice job. And when it grows, you just keep going and doing the bending thing. So this plant, I'm gonna take the whole branch as a cutting, and I use this branch for little extra fruit. And one of the major thing about growing tomatoes, you have to like consider the root system first, because everything happens and starts and happens in the rhizosphere, which is the roots area. Here we have, oh, let's show you the rows of the plants first. We have one cherry tomato as a mother plant here. We have a whole row of three different varieties of pepper, including bell pepper, chilies, and local native pepper. One other pepper row here. The plants are fairly small, and we have lost a few plants, unfortunately, but most of the plants, I must say 90% of the plants are doing fantastic job. And hold on, let me get the light for you so you can see better. Right now, I don't know what this plant is. It's one of my mom's house plants, and I think it has a magnesium deficiency. We have another row of pepper here. We have another row of tomatoes. These are not cherry tomatoes, these are like local tomatoes, which are big and very juicy. We use them mostly for tomato sauce and omelets, if you ever made one in a breakfast. We have another extra row of tomatoes here. We have cucumbers. We have a whole set row of a cucumber here, and I'm planning to do berries, like most kind of the berries, on the end of the portion of the greenhouse. And as you can see, I have some extra flowers. I don't know what these are. These are my parents. Some watermelon seedlings that extremely thirsty and needed be water. And yeah, let's go about that thing. You must know that whenever a plant trying to put fruit, it puts a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy from the plant, even if it's a single fruit. But if you cut that fruit, you're redirecting the energy towards the plant itself, mainly root system. So here I'm gonna show you how to get more yield and better quality of your tomato plant. First, you have to sterilize your cutter. if you're using knife, scissor, or any kind of blade, you just have to make sure it's sharp enough to not damage the tissue, because it's one of the most important things. You won't damage the tissue. You need to get a clean cut, as clean as you can. And after you removed all the flowers and all the fruits in the plant will redirect its energy towards the roots and towards the growth, other than focusing its energy towards giving us fruit. Yes, it will give us a fruit eventually, but it will give us fruit eventually, but we need to establish a strong root system so our plants can survive, especially in our area, which is extreme weather, which summers are hot and winters are very cold. Yeah, you go and cut all the pretty flowers that you can see. Okay, that was tip number 1. Let's go to tip number 2. Everyone's saying, every farmer is saying that you need to plant tomatoes deep. Yes, they're right. Tomatoes will root even if they go and plant it deep. But when you plant them deep, you have to remove all these branches beneath the soil level, because it will rot and it will cause some fungal damage. Your plants get diseased or something. So you go and you prune all the branches There's another tip. If you have a clone box, if you have an aeroponic system, cloner system like Easy Clone or something, you can use these pruned branches as a cutting, and you root them and they will root, and you can have new plants of your prunings. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and yeah, ask any question you have in the comment below. Thank you very much.